Hey YouTube, welcome back to my channel. This article was actually quite alarming for me to read, and I was quite confused as to what had exactly gone on, but it seems as though Piers Morgan and Bette Midler, who is one of my favourite actresses, Bette Midler has jumped to the defence of Meghan Markle over what Piers Morgan has said. Now, we know that Piers is always going on a Twitter rant and he's always voicing his opinions, which I, for the most part, do agree with, over the Sussexes and their mooching ways, especially from the British taxpayers' purse. Bette Midler seems to have been offended by what he said and she told him to F off. The article is titled Piers Morgan told to F off over Meghan Markle comments by actress Bette Midler. Now, this is slightly old tea because it happened a few days ago, and I don't know, I like both of these two characters. I like Piers and I also like Bette Midler, so I'm not choosing any sides here, but I do think that she doesn't really understand where he's coming from, and I think her having had such a big career and being a true American and being an all Hollywood person, an all Hollywood star, to my knowledge, that she doesn't really know what Meghan and Harry have done to irritate the British people. So I think it's a lack of cultural awareness of British politics and British media, but she's taken offence, and I think that she's just defended Meghan because she happens to be American. What I would personally say to Bette Midler would be, if you are a true fan of Meghan Markle, why wasn't you giving her a leg up in Hollywood back in 2010, 2012, when she was desperately looking for work? Now, I'm not throwing shade at Bette Midler, but I think she's got the wrong end of the stick here. The Express have said the Duchess of Sussex delivered a talk by video link to the When All Women Vote initiative, which sought to boost female suffrage. During her speech, she called for change before warning against voter suppression. The Duchess added, "If you aren't going out there and voting, then you are complicit." Mr. Morgan, who hosts Good Morning Britain 3 times a week, responded by accusing Meghan of politicising her role, which she has been doing. She is actively pursuing a career in American politics, which she should not be doing, because we know that royals cannot have a political stance, they cannot have a political opinion, and if she so wishes to do that, then she needs to drop everything related to the royal British family altogether, and she needs to drop her Duchess of Sussex title. It's just as fair as that. He tweeted, "The Queen must strip the Sussexes of their titles," which is fair enough. A lot of people are calling for that. A lot of people are actually calling for the removal of the Queen herself if she doesn't deal with these two brazen rogue royals. A lot of people have had enough of them. They're frustrated, they're fed up, and they want everyone gone, because if we're going to be paying taxes towards people who can't even do a basic job, then why pay for any of them? That's the stance that everyone is now slowly taking, and the movement is only getting bigger and bigger. There's an organisation called Republic, which is led by a guy called Graham, to my knowledge, and he is quite adamant that he wants the whole institution dismantled and replaced with an elected head of state, which is understandable. And then he carries on to say, this is Piers Morgan, "They can't remain as royals and spout off about foreign elections in such a brazenly partisan way," which is true. Meghan has even mentioned and highlighted that Harry doesn't have the right to vote out in the USA. And why should he have the right to vote out in the USA? He's not a US citizen. Why should he have automatic citizenship just because he is Prince Harry and he was born to the royal family? This guy has been plane hopping and jumping from state to state and country to country for the last 3 years with Meghan. They've been mooching about in Canada and now mooching about in LA. They've purchased a home, and now allegedly he should just have the right to vote automatically when he has no real affiliation to America apart from marrying an American who has spent the last 10 years not even living in America. It makes no sense. So the article carries on to say it was this comment that sparked the curt reaction from Miss Midler. The 74-year-old actress and singer has been an outspoken critic of President Trump. So she also doesn't like Trump, along with Megxie. For a lot of reasons. A lot of women do not like Trump, which is understandable. She has now turned her attention on to Piers. On Saturday, she compared Mr. Trump to Venezuela's former authoritarian leader Hugo Chavez. She tweeted, "Word on the street is that #Trump will bring Venezuelans to talk about the evils of socialism. I have news for you. #Trump is more like Chavez, who was a dictator, than any of his cult will acknowledge. He would have loved him." Miss Midler, who was nominated for an Oscar for her 1979 movie The Rose, later defended Meghan in a second tweet. Responding to a clip of Meghan's tweet published by The Sun, she commented, "Here they go again, always guaranteed to sell papers attacking the new girl." Mr. Morgan replied to Miss Midler's first abrupt tweet by mockingly commenting, "Be kind." Meghan's speech to the When All Women Vote initiative, co-founded by Michelle Obama, was intended to encourage American women to vote in the upcoming presidential election. She said, "When I think about voting and why this is so exceptionally important for all of us, I would frame it as we vote to honor those who came before us and to protect those who will come after us. We're only 75 days away from Election Day, and that is so very close. And yet there's so much work to be done in that amount of time, because we all know what's at stake this year. And we look at the attempts of voter suppression and what that's doing. All the more reason we need each of you to be out there supporting each other, to understand that this fight is worth fighting, and we all have to be out there mobilizing to have our voices heard," she told the event. "If you aren't going out there and voting, then you're complicit. If you're complacent, you're complicit." On Thursday, Joe Biden officially received the Democratic Party nomination to run for president. He is currently favourite to win against Mr. Trump, with polling day on November 3rd. Meghan and Harry are living near LA after announcing they were standing down as senior royals back in January. So that is the end of the article, and it seems as though after Piers jumped out and slashed down Meghan, but he's always done this. He's always really been very vocal about what he feels and what he thinks of her actions. And I'm 100% behind Piers. I think he's right to voice his opinions. And he's speaking for the people. Now, he is definitely one of the people. He understands the frustrations that we all have. He himself would be a British taxpayer, so he also has to pay for the likes of Meghan and Harry, which is absolutely disgusting. He has a vested interest in this, along with me. He has a dog in this fight, so he can say what he wants to say, but Bette Midler seems to have taken it as a personal dig, and she said F off. Now, I know that Bette Midler has gotten to an age where she can say what she thinks and feels, and she can do it without any embarrassment vocally. Now, Piers has carried on this fight with Bette Midler, and he has gone on to call her racist regarding her comments on the way in which Melania Trump speaks and her very heavy accent. He's gone on to say that she's racist. I don't see how she could be racist. I think she could be prejudiced, because they are two white women. She could be prejudiced against Melania Trump nationality for her Russian heritage. I believe she's Russian. She could be prejudiced, but could she be racist? No, she couldn't be racist. But I think it's a case of tit for tat, and Bette Midler just doesn't like absolutely anything about Trump. She just has zero tolerance and zero respect for Trump. So she's going to insult Trump, his wife, all the people surrounding him, in order to get her point across. A lot of people in the USA, especially female rights activists, really do not want Trump to get the opportunity to get another term. Now, based upon my research on Joe Biden, I'm not really sure that he's someone that they like either. There we have it, Meghan Markle causing drama again. I'm sure Piers and Bette Midler will get over this spout and they will make up in some kind of way.